and isn't a debate. Also, there's a lot of soft surfaces. Oh no, good catch. Yeah, we're like next to a hospital, so. So maybe the siren will just be constant. No, I'll like, yeah.
Yeah, so.
My name's Marianne Carter. I'm a visual artist and the director of Museum of Museums, which is where we are right now. The current show is Soft Touch. It's a tactile, immersive exhibit of textile art as well as soft sculpture. And it features about 40 artists from the Pacific Northwest and far beyond. There's about 3 international artists and 10 national artists, and the rest are from Portland, Seattle, Vancouver, and everywhere in between. I think that part of the museum's mission is to show work or have exhibitions that you might not find in another museum in the area. And I feel like often when museums show textile art, it's this conversation about art versus craft or form versus function. And so it felt exciting and fresh to just have kind of an unapologetic survey of textile art that shows all sorts of different techniques, methods, styles, and isn't a debate. I started by picking at least one space in every room. It's a unique building in that it's an old medical building, so it's not just kind of the box format that a lot of museums are. So there's all of these nooks and crannies, which I really enjoy. And so with the vision of having tactile elements, I chose specific artists to create site-specific installations or pieces, and then filled it out from there. Something that I did that I think worked really well that felt like a risk is I selected artists based off of past work and let them do whatever they wanted and kind of allowed a theme to emerge from there. I think what's incredible is there's all of these moments where color palettes just like match up perfectly, and there's themes. I think there's a lot of nature represented. There's a lot of food, and it feels like this theme of comfort, which is kind of what I started with the desire to open a tactile, warm, fun show in February in Seattle, ran through without even asking for that. So I think there's a lot of ways to curate, but for this, I was most interested in showing a broad swath of artists that worked in different materials and came from different backgrounds, and let them tell their story however they wanted. Yeah, I feel like in pulling in so many different types of work and honestly not knowing exactly what everything was going to be until it was on site, it did feel like having a grounded course that guided you through color schemes and themes and rooms was the thing that tied it together. It's the constant. It's also nice to give people space to interact with art, and I think that it's fun in that it's almost like a ride. When you enter, you walk, the artist names and the show title are on curtains, and you walk through like a circus tent and have your first kind of micro gallery of work. And then there's a series of curtains that continue as you come through. And it's a nice way to kind of separate the moments that are intended. I think as a curator, I wanted to cultivate different feelings around different pieces, or at least allow people to be in an environment where they could cultivate whatever feelings, but maybe point them in a direction. One room I really like is, I call it kind of the meditation room, where there's futons on the ground and furry pillows and these incredible sculptures that you can pet and they will purr. And then on the walls are these really intricate tapestries and quilts and pieces that I felt like within the context of the show required a second look or some more time. And I think museums throughout history have been like, how do we get people to spend more time with the art or understand it? And it felt like, well, encouraging people to lay down, that'll give them a second, that'll give them a break. So each room has a different theme and a different opportunity to interact with work, and the path is the thing that keeps them together. I think the opening was a great night of seeing people just relax around art and interact with it. And I think there's a lot of elements in this show that children are drawn to because it's bright and colorful and tactile. But I think the most exciting part is I think also tapped into a lot of adult viewers' sort of childlike wonder and looking at things and using senses in a way that they've been kind of shut off or dampened through years of education, be it art-specific education or just kind of, these are the rules of society and art is this sacred thing and it's not for everyone and it's not for everyone to understand. And that's just so antithetical to my ethos and philosophy surrounding art. I think art can be so many things. And I think the more of it, the better. The more different people making it, the more different styles, the more ways it can be interacted with. The exclusivity of art is a lot, I think, really off-putting to people that feel hesitant about putting their art out there. And it's off-putting to me as a curator because ideally more art is good. I love art. Why wouldn't we, as a society, want more of it? And why wouldn't we want it to be more accessible?